Hello and Happy New Year. It feels like forever since I've sent one of these, I guess because it's been before the Christmas holidays. I hope that you had a wonderful celebration of Christmas, of our Jesus Christ birth. I hope that you had a great Epiphany time as well, celebrating the Three Kings. And now here we are in the new year. I recently got a devotion that I wanted to share with you. I thought it was great for starting off the new year. And the text comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. And I wanted to share with you that Bible text and then the devotion itself. Here's what it says in Ecclesiastes. I said to myself, come now, I will make a test of pleasure, enjoy yourself. But again, this also was vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of pleasure, what use is it? I searched with my mind how to cheer my body with wine, my mind still guiding me with wisdom, and how to lay hold of folly until I might see what was good for mortals to do under heaven during the few days of their life. I made great works. I built houses and planted vineyards for myself. I made myself gardens and parks and planted in them all kinds of fruit trees. I made myself pools from which to water the forest of growing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had slaves who were born in my house. I also had great possessions of herds and flocks, more than any who had been before me in Jerusalem. I also gathered for myself silver and gold and treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got singers, both men and women, and delights of the flesh, and many concubines. So I became great and surpassed all who were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. Whatever my eyes desired, I did not keep from them. I kept my heart from no pleasure, for my heart found pleasure in all my toil, and this was the reward for all my toil. And then I considered all that my hands had done, and the toil I had spent in doing it. And again all was vanity, and a chasing after wind. And there was nothing to be gained under the sun. And here in the devotion, then, they have inserted a picture of a man sitting what looks like on a sandy shore, just looking out at the water. It's the kind of place I personally love to sit when I stop and I want to reflect on my life and what God is doing. And so here's the devotion. It spoke to me, and perhaps it'll speak to you as well. Stop. Get off the hamster wheel. Unplug. Turn off the phone. Turn the calendar to the wall. Lose the car keys. It's time for you and God. Maybe the holidays were or weren't as wonderful as you hoped for. In either case, you may feel let down now, exhausted or depressed or all alone. Where is God? It's hard to find God in our busy work, cut off life. The Israelites traveling across the desert toward the promised land built themselves a space for God, a holy tent where they knew, could feel that God was with them wherever they went. Maybe you and I also need to create space, holy time. I have some pictures meaningful to me on my bedroom wall so I can sit and lean back on the pillows and focus on them. My son, on the other hand, after a lifetime of enclosed apartment living, now finds his contemplation spot on the front porch, surveying the world outside. So what draws your mind to quiet, to rest, to look at your life, to opening to God? Is there a place in our home that draws you near where you can be alone? A favorite chair? In your car? In the bathtub? Is there a picture that draws you to it? A favorite place to listen to? The sounds of nature? There's an app advertised for your phone that invites you to, quote, do nothing for so many seconds as you listen to raindrops falling. What smells put your mind elsewhere, and when? Cinnamon? God has given us these reminders, these opportunities to stop the chasing after the wind, because God invites us to spend time in holy time. God is here with us, Emmanuel. Hold God in your heart as Mary held that baby boy. And Jean Wilcox shared that devotion, and here is the prayer that she added. Dear Lord, in the jumble of today's world, it's hard to remember you are with me. Because you are here, I am yours. Amen. I think I liked this devotion because it reminded me to stop chasing after the wind, to just be still, to pause, to be in God's presence. So this year, our family decided, as part of refocusing for the new year, that we wanted to select a word or words that would help us to draw closer to God. And of course, I got these cute little tokens, and this was a family activity we actually stamped. I don't know if you can even see, but we stamped little letters on them. And these are the words that I selected to help me focus on God this year. One of these says passionate. I wanted to be passionate, and I want to be passionate about my faith. I want it to show in all that I do. And my first one that I tried to stamp says authentic. And if you look closely, it is so not perfect. It was my first one. And I think that's part of being authentic, is understanding that it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes we just have to pause and stop chasing the wind and wait for God and be authentic and real. And the last one I selected for this year, my daughter actually made this one, it says joy. And I decided together that I liked the three together, that I wanted to have passionate, authentic joy this year. And as part of that, I told myself, as a family, we decided we would spend more time just pausing, being still. And I think that's why this devotion stuck out to me. I'm like this woman's son. I like to sit on my front porch to pause and be still. And I actually did that over the break on one of those 50-degree days. I went out there and sat with a blanket and just spent hours, hours, y'all, hours just sitting and enjoying the stillness and being with God. That's something I want to do this year. I think it's great for all of us in a new year to not only make new plans that help us physically, but spiritually too. Another thing I decided I wanted to do this year was just to really make sure that my devotion time wasn't a hurried thing that I did in the mornings. I usually like to do it in the morning. I have 2 or 3 things I like to read, but to really pause, to be still, to be in God's presence instead of chasing the wind all the time. So those are things I want to do. I'm hoping that there are things that you want to do as well. I hope that will include being a part of worship wherever you're at. Of course, we invite you to join us for worship here at Seward United Methodist Church. Maybe it's being part of a Sunday school class. We have a great adult Bible study. Dana Galusha does a fabulous job, y'all. You really should come. We also have midweek studies. We have a women's study, Wow Women on Wednesday. We're not meeting this week, but we'll start next week on Wednesday night, and we're starting back up on chapter 7 in a book that we've been working on. But whether or not you've been reading that book, you could show up. You could watch the video. You can spend time in prayer with us and just join us for that special time. Or you can come on Thursday mornings. Pastor Robert has a wonderful Bible study at 10 o'clock. It's when I go, and I go to be fed. I don't go to lead, I go to be fed. And so I think all of us need to find that place where we're being fed. So we hope to see you this coming year. We hope that worship and time of Bible study, quiet time, will be part of your new year. I hope that the devotion I shared with you inspires you, as it did me, to stop. Stop chasing the wind, to pause and be still in God's presence. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless you all. Take care. Bye.